Thank you for waiting. We'll be coming up just now with Battle Chef Brigade with Tricrow.
Alright, this is Battle Chef Brigade, and we're ready in 3, 2, 1, go.
Timer!
Hey,
Timer!
we going? Timer? Shall I reset?
Yeah, reset.
Reset? Oh,
It's fine, it's fine. You were back on my side.
hey.
Okay, so let's try that again.
Alright. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Hey. So this is the story of Mina Han and how she's trying to become a brigader, part of the Battle Chef Brigade. Basically, in a world that was ravaged by monsters and had a food shortage, they decided to cook them and eat them. Which is... And this is sort of the basic tutorial-esque segment where it's explaining how the match 3 system works. This is essentially what the cooking is like. There's level 1, level 2, and level 3 gems, and 3 different colours, blue, green, red. And this is the monster hunting side of it, where we have to actually go and cook the monsters. Alright, let's pick up that over here. Slightly undo. Come on. Let's go. Okay. So that was a bit bad RNG with monster drops there, but it wasn't too bad. Basically, the goal with that was to get a 50-point dish, and the easiest way to do that is to get 3 eggs and then just match them up. Each level 3 gem is 25 points. Usually it's just match 3, and this is me mashing to get through all that text dialogue. Luckily, the game updated recently, and they put in a few new features, like some of the introductions to the battles can actually be fast forwarded. Now it's explaining some of the more combat mechanics, like you can do whirlwinds and stuff. What I did there was I went off camera and shot the whirlwind off so it automatically hit the thing it needed to hit, which was nice. It's a lovely little game, and hey, it's on offer right now, and you can win it later in a raffle, which is good. There's loadout things here. You can get 9 of each, 9 items in total, 3 different sorts, 3 to help with combat, 3 to help you cook with, and 3 extra cookware. So now we're actually going into the capital where the whole, the competition to become a brigader is happening. We meet Thrash, skip and queue, and go to the inn for the first time. There's lovely voice acting that you'll hear if you actually let the dialogue boxes play out, but that would lose time, of course. Here we meet the second character, Kieran, and we battle Thrash. So this is the first actual battle you have. There's a lot of battles in this run. I think it's like 30 in total. Or 35, one of those two. And it basically requires us to gather some food up and beat a certain point score. In this one, the point score is only like 70, 60. And there are a few little elements of the battle. So you have to include the theme ingredient, which was Kaharana, which is this little plant thing over here, good RNG. And also, you can make it green, which basically means the highest level gems in it need to be green in order to get a bonus 50 points onto the dish, which we use to basically make everything go a little bit faster. So our first dish of the evening is just some roasted stomach. Very enjoyable. You even hear the characters say it's disgusting, but it will still win.
Oh my. Oh.
So yeah, 26 points from getting a level 3 gem and a level 1 gem, and then just plus 50 points. So that's sort of the tutorial battle to show you, like, what there is.
Well, chefs, tomorrow.
Hey, and chapter 1 complete. 6 chapters in the game, each of them are basically the same. Combat battles. Chapter 3 is a little bit different, but okay. In this game, you get money to buy different cookware and items, and to get this money, you need to do these 3 different minigames. And at the very beginning, it makes you do one of each. So the puzzles, which are relatively simple early on, but get slightly harder later on, as to be expected. All of these will be the same. So. Just figuring out and solving them a second. Ooh. There we go. Could have done that faster. The next minigame there is, which is a hunt, where we have to kill a certain amount of monsters or do a certain criteria involving getting ingredients or killing monsters and that sort of thing. At the very beginning, it tries to do a little bit of tutorial work showing you, hey, these are the different other mechanics you can do, like an uppercut, so you can go up to a higher level, or a down stomp, so you can hit things below you, and finally a dodge, which are the special, basically, characteristics of this character Mina Han that we're playing. There is another character that we play later on in the run, called Thrash, and he's more of a berserker type character. Now the final minigame in this is the Restaurant Rush. I probably will need to focus on this one to solve puzzles fast, since I need to solve a certain amount of these in order to not lose time, essentially. That's good so far, so I'm going to focus on this a second.
Thank you.
Feel free to read out anything you need to while you can, if that's actually a thing that needs to happen.
Delicious. All right. Delicious. Thank you.
Because I do have to hit a certain criteria. Ooh, sorry.
Oh, thank you, dearie.
We're good?
Oh, thank you.
We'd like to remind you that you're watching the United Kingdom Speedrunner Gathering, a 2-day speedrunning marathon held 4 times a year, and we're coming to you live from Glasgow, Scotland.
Perfect.
Oh, that looks great.
Perfect.
Messed up a little bit there.
Delicious.
Choice.
This looks so good. Very much appreciated.
Come on, button inputs. Am I right?
Perfectly delicious. Oh, well, thank you, dearie.
There we go. So basically, you get points for
Surprisingly good.
each dish you solve, and I need a certain amount of them, so I don't.
Absolutely
Okay,
wonderful.
that's as much as it's gonna be. So we're wanting to see like 42 odd here. Any more would be nice. 39, that's bad. Oh well. I might have to do a backup, which is fine. So now we're buying equipment to help us along the way. So there are 3 pieces of ingredients there. Those are basically starting ingredients. So gems we'll start out with, and then a fire pot. Now, the ethereal fire pot means with fire gems specifically, it'll match 2s instead of matching 3s, which quite helps speed things up a little bit. So here's the
It is my great
fast forwarding of introductions that we can do. It's quite nice compared to earlier. There's quite often where we won't actually include the theme ingredient in Surface because we'll actually just have enough points, so we won't need to worry about it. This is one of those cases where we can just match all our things here, and it'll be good enough. The disadvantage of not getting the theme ingredient in the dish is that it'll halve the point score of the dish, but then any additional bonuses will then add on, so it'll halve the dish first. So it doesn't matter if you have a low point scoring dish, as long as your bonuses are good enough. So there you go, 87. Beat Shiv. The majority of this run is knowing point scores, getting enough money to make those point scores happen faster, beat a lot of people along the run, all that sort of thing. There will be a few more segments where I will have to concentrate on the restaurant rush thing, because I'm a bit behind now especially. So hopefully I do it good enough to do that. There's Ziggy. That's a new playable character in the deluxe edition. Hey. So during this day I have to visit the practice kitchen, which is just the forest, and you can practice making your foods there and practice cooking things. It's not amazing, especially since now there is a free play mode as well, and we're just instantly leaving it. We don't need to do anything now. And now we have to do another restaurant rush thing. So hopefully I get a higher score with this one.
Greetings.
Thank you.
Perfect.
You can, what?
Very much appreciated.
I'm focusing, sorry.
Oh, thanks.
Delicious.
Oh, that looks good.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, dearie. Absolutely wonderful. Thanks.
Crap, I need that. Puzzles.
Delicious. Thank you. Thank you. Surprisingly good. Oh, this is so good. Oh, excellent.
So all of these puzzles are random.
Love it.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't wait. Perfect.
That looks great. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. Oh, this smells delightful. Oh, nice. Oh, I'm so excited. Perfectly delightful.
Oh, that's delicious.
Ah man, there we go. Oh, it's the other way around. I hit.
Thank you.
There we go.
Delicious.
Oh, thanks.
There we go. Okay, I don't know if that was good enough at all, but... Sorry, what? Alright, 51, that's plenty. Okay, so next I'm buying the water pan, so it's similar to the fire, except it just matches 2 for blues instead. I'm fighting Kirin next.
Let us begin.
Like the last one, we are skipping out on actually killing the theme ingredient. And because the theme ingredient is dragon, and dragons are hard to kill, as this character,
When I look
as
at
Thrash, is so much easier.
Mina! Kieran!
It's a water dish. So we're abusing that water pan that we just received. And this is our dish prepared. A lot of the dishes early on are just piles of ingredient foods that are just bonus extras and won't actually be proper dishes, since there's no actual ingredient dish for
Delightful.
one stat, and then plus 50. So yeah, half the score, but then just plus extra 50. Nice. Okay, so yeah, it gets a bit more harder later on. At the end of each fight, they give you a special item depending on them, and not a lot of them are actually relevant. There is one for the next character that we should be getting, which is the Stoic Pan, which we'll be using for a bit of the run. Which, instead of matching 3, it will match 4, but it'll upgrade a level 1 gem straight to level 3. So it's explaining expertise books, and I'll explain that in a second, but yeah. Basically, an expertise book is if a dish carries a certain criteria, it will give you a bonus extra point score at the end of it. So for instance, the ones we pick up later are vegetarian, which means if there's a dish that only contains vegetable ingredients, vegetable fruits, and also the theme ingredients. So if the theme ingredients are meat dish, it's okay. So in this, we're just matching the two up, and then also grabbing the basket tail just to not get half bonus scores. Alright, so I just need to go up here and kill these rat things called Verskit. And shove this in here.
That's it.
I'll shove that in here too. When I first started playing this game, I didn't quite get how the mechanic worked with the flavors. So the flavors relate to the highest gem in the dish, so the level 3s, and how many of them there are in the actual dish. So it's a fire dish because there are 2 level 3 fire gems, whereas, you know, there's a lot of other lower level gems which don't really matter.
All right.
So this, we actually make dishes. So stoic pan, nice. We'll be changing to that soon. So basically as soon as we can. Nice. So a special event that happens in the game, since we just beat, since during this day, Caesar, the person we just beat, is actually going to the Restaurant Rush place, and those two, the person that runs the Restaurant Rush, Pontita, has a crush. Oh, they're basically, you know, they've got a semi-romance going on in the background of this game. And so since he visited, all the battles, all the matches in this one are actually slightly easier. But unfortunately during the update they actually made this slightly harder. Usually it would just go insanely fast, but now it's just going slightly insanely fast. That was bad. I'm terrible at this game. Please, how do I match gems again? I love this game. There we go. Oh man. There's a lot of pans that I'm not quite used to yet. Like, eventually you just get used to a lot of the pans you get given. But see, it used to just be all matched to,
Absolutely wonderful.
well, unfortunately, yeah, it's slightly harder now. Oh,
Delicious.
and it's got to be green there. Okay, cool.
Perfect.
Oh. Inputs, love those.
Oh,
Please
this
can I have
looks
more of
wonderful.
those?
Perfect.
Nice.
Very much appreciated.
This looks so
Red
good.
now. Sweet. And hopefully I can get this before time limit. Sweet.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so hopefully I have enough there. So I have slightly not enough there, so I will have to do a backup strat, unfortunately, so that'll lose me a little bit of time.
Let's do
The good thing I remembered to change over to the Stoic Pan there, because that's needed for this battle.
Welcome once.
So in this one, it's wind fruit that we have to get as our theme ingredient, and we have to match green, so we get the green bonus. So it's essentially, so we need the Stoic Pan to get that green bonus. So we do this as we did before, but we now shove this in here as well. Nice. A nice little bit of movement. Mina has the ability to do a backstab, so she can teleport to characters that are monsters that are around. We use the backstab there to skip up that little stage and get the wind fruit. That's basically the most of the majority of the time where it will actually be useful. But 266 point dishes when getting the flavor point bonus will get me enough score to beat this person. Trash. And everyone has their own individual dishes as well. Like, if you actually spend time to look at each dish, each of them are quite nice and lovely. Like windfruit rice, that's quite common in this area. And it's all about the ingredient that you put in to make the dish go over 50, or the base ingredient that it started with. That's how the dishes are randomized and chosen. Nice. So, this is basically the end of chapter 2. It will move over to chapter 3 now, where basically Mina comes home and she sees Shiv threatening Kiran, and to try to protect Kiran, she throws her daggers. But unfortunately, using combat wear in town is actually strictly forbidden, so she gets kicked out and has to be forced back home, unfortunately. So she's no longer in the Brigade tournament. So she's back home, all depressed. When we actually get there, this still takes a little while, and it's a bit annoying, but there we go. She's there, sad, cutting a bean, as you do. So this time we don't need to specifically get any sort of ingredients, we just need a lot of them, 13, or 12, sorry, I can't read. And we can only carry 6 ingredients at once, so we sort of just have to pace ourselves. The birds called chickpeas, they have less health than the rest, it's just they move around faster. So, about what's about to happen in the story is things are about to get a little bit more complicated, where this disease is about to spread across the land. Now I have to do this fast, because these are more puzzles under time basis. I'm actually focusing on.
Donkey. Oh, excellent.
Nice. There we go. Have to do that there, and that one there. Oh, and one in the middle. Nice. Okay, and that should be all of them. So Simon, best boy, has a little talk with Mina to try to cheer her up, say things aren't all that bad. And she's finally still feeling a little bit better. But we're still getting stuff in the pantry, same sort of thing as before. Except there are now these slightly corrupted beings. Some of the monsters, if you notice, like they've got like a glow to them, and that means some of the gems in them will be either cracked or have poison. All of these will be set out, so now they're all predetermined essentially. So if you're used to the cracked and poisoned ingredients, then it's not that bad. And since there's this whole poison epidemic going along, not to give spoilers or anything, but the Battleship Brigade... Oh, stupid steel birds. Come on, there we go. Hey. Cool. So now I have to solve these puzzles.
Uh-oh.
Basically the point score out there I need to get is 75, and this is just how to do it. We figure out the fastest way to do it, although I never figure out the fastest way to do this one, so I'm terrible. So yeah, I just gotta wait for that timer to go down. If you match poison, you'll get an upgrade slot, which means it'll upgrade the level 1 gems to level 2 and level 2 gems to level 3. Same as before. The Kahara can actually eat things like the chickpea and the chickpea parts, and that can be really annoying. They go up flying and they get better, they drop better things from then onwards, but unfortunately that's one less ingredient part, and we don't really need to worry about ingredients actually being good. We just need basically a full inventory both times. So just 10 more ingredients. The monsters do have a chance to drop 2 instead of dropping just 1, but I just haven't had any good RNG unfortunately so far. Now we can talk to the family. So now there's another one of these cooking sections, but unfortunately, luckily enough for me, I don't actually need to do anything here because it doesn't give me any more money. I don't need to do any, so just sort of appreciate the artwork around, or you know, read off a donation or say something. Say anything. I got a minute and a half.
Me too.
Appreciate the pretty artwork.
I'd like to remind you all that we are raising money to support Young Minds, a charity leading the fight for a future where all young minds are supported and empowered, whatever the challenges. Your donations help them to make sure young people get the best possible mental health support and have the resilience to overcome life difficulties. Thank you for all your donations.
Cool. So there's a small little thing actually with this. When the timer runs out, your mother will call you over and you'll turn up at this exact spot. If we just end up in the exact spot already, we won't do the running animation and all that sort of thing. And you'll actually get to hear some of the voice acting, so enjoy that.
Oh, I forgot to tell you two. Finish up that Karana pancake dish for me, would you? Dad said the other restaurants are doing better with their ingredients since we did our demonstration for them.
2 century egg appetizers, Mina.
But the pickings are slim. We need to avoid the purple splotched meats for now. People are still getting sick from it. So, looks like we'll be limited on our ingredients till we figure things out.
So funnily enough,
I don't have
with
time.
with this little segment, they just get you to run over to a specific spot, so if you're slightly too far to the right, you'll actually face the wrong way while talking to your family, which is kind of amusing. Yeah, just 19 more seconds left. There's only one more segment in the run where I have to do this, unfortunately, but it's like we've asked before if we can find some way to skip this or remove this or do something, because the devs of this game are really nice and the community is really lovely, and I would fully recommend to join the Discord community. Yeah, so you faced the wrong way. There you go. So the whole idea is that she received a letter saying that because of this whole epidemic that's broken out with the whole poison and everything, they want her back to help out with the epidemic, essentially, trying to find a cure. So from this point onwards, the scores get a little bit harder, and basically everything gets a little bit more complicated. Simon also comes with us this time, which is quite nice. Simon's best boy. We meet up with our old friends, Mina and Thrash. Oof. Hey. And we've got to go report to the briefing, talking about that fact that they've split into 3 different squads: A squad, B squad, and C squad. Since we're being called back to the Brigade from being expelled, we're just in C squad. We're in the lowest of the low, and we have a little fight with Shiv, the one that got us kicked out, essentially. We've got to beat her experimenting with the new foods, but because the whole idea is that we just need something random in the dish, there's no theme ingredient, luckily, so we can literally just use these. Although we have to split the 1 green between the 2 dishes to get enough point score and make sure it's still the right theme, because if we have 2 of the same in one, so if we have 2 reds and 2 blues, it'll turn into a mix of the both of them instead of just a red dish, so we won't get the extra 50 points from it.
Truly wonderful.
So here we get 275s and get plus 50, so it's 225s to get a score of 250.
I did it!
Nice. So Wise turns up, says he's in squad B and he's obviously better than you, and then runs off again because he's obviously not. He will come back later and try to challenge you, because basically he's really annoyed that you skipped the queue in front of him, and then he just had a really crappy day, so he just hates you. Ziggy tells you he should fight us. We're just doing this extra hunt to get a little bit more points. This is still required for the run. This isn't the extra one that I'm doing, but luckily this one's still pretty fast, so it's required. The whole goal of that hunt was just to get 5 ingredients, and that was basically the faster way to get 5 ingredients. now that we've got over 70 coins, we can buy our first expertise. There's 3 different levels of expertise. Not that one. Shop. There we go. Master, Apprentice, and Journeyman. Of course, and swapping out for that. Apprentice will only give us 25 points. 50 will give us, Journeyman will give us 50. Master can give us 75, but if we don't fill certain extra criterias, it won't give us as much. So with a vegetarian dish, if we only include 2 ingredients, it'll only give us 15 points. If it's 3, 30, 75, and then 70 for 4 ingredients, essentially. This one's quite a simple battle. We don't need to worry about the flavor bonus since we have the special expertise. We just need to grab theme ingredient, put it in the dish, and give points. King bean tofu, best dish. Nice. The next few I do worry about a little bit of the point score since it is kind of close, but I'm sure we'll manage. Ziggy is like the ethereal ghost-like character, which was a necromancer. He's the new character that was released in the deluxe update, and everyone loves him. He's got a breakdancing combo. His main attack combo breakdances. I mean, hey, also in the update that came out was a free play mode and like a versus mode with local versus, which is pretty cool. Cool. So we're just doing one more puzzle. So this is one of the this one isn't hard. This is trying to show off the combo pan. So essentially, when we came back from home, we got this special pan called the combo pan, which we will be using later. Which essentially means for every combo that we get in a row, it'll build up a combo meter. Come on, there we go. And the combo meters will appear on certain slots and upgrade them from level 2 to level 3 and level 1 to level 2. And they'll appear basically in every other slot when you match them. Yeah, okay, that's all good. Quetzal, she has a giant teapot as an oven. It's pretty cool. Funny little fact that this game has a daily challenge mode, which is the incentive. But in the you fight against another chef, and there was a random bug in the game where you could fight against Teapot, and that would actually crash the game, and you wouldn't be able to fight then onwards. You'd have to restart the game. That was basically a plague of the daily challenge boards for ages. So here we're we're in the caverns for the first time. This was the best map in the game before it got nerfed, because spawn rates were nerfed slightly, so we did have to change some routing. There's these annoying Cragmaws here, which basically are stupidly annoying. They attack the first thing in front of them and like basically chain stun lock you, so they're really annoying. But they're the theme ingredient this time, so we got to include them.
Yes.
If you include poison in your dish at the end, it'll give you a negative point score, so it'll give you a -20 to your point score in the end, so it's best just to get rid of it. You can just pop it after 3 turns, or you can match it and get the upgraded slot, but we don't need to in this situation. There will be other situations later where we can actually do that.
Quite delicious. A travesty.
350 exactly. Nice. Okay. So the next fight is Wise. He's the guy that was annoyed at you. And he's actually quite a difficult fight, unfortunately. He really sucks. I really dislike fighting against him. But before that, we just have to do a little hunt where we have to gather 5 more ingredients. There's a bunch of Verskit and there's a bunch of Amarok, which are... Oh, okay, cool. We're good. There's some bad RNG you can get sometimes where an Amarok will spawn on top of that little campfire, and it'll be hard to actually kill them, and it'll send you flying around for a bunch of times. But luckily it didn't spawn there, so that's nice. Some actually nice RNG. Simon's worried about us and made us a cute carving bear. Ain't that cute? So if you were doing all of the puzzle missions, you would actually get a special ingredient called Ambrosia, which will just straight upgrade two gems in your dish. But since we didn't do all the missions, we didn't get that. But we don't need it in the run. And that was him showing him finally perfecting his Ambrosia ingredient special thing. So this is the wise fight.
Mina! Why?
I need to get essentially 6 notchy fruit, 1 scowl, and then a die of some sort. It doesn't matter what die, although it is preferable to be red. Oh, placed it in the wrong slot. There we go. Cool. So we get the notchy and the scowl from over here. So just to keep up with consistency, we've got to use the combos to actually knock off the notchy fruit while getting hit by every single. Nice. Plus 4 and red. Okay, cool. So we're gonna pick up that second die and 2 of the fruit. Come on, there we go. Nice. And then we turn the green red. We put the scowl in there.
Yes.
Do that. Match those with the other die. Put that in there. And then the notchy fruit. Fill in there. And while that happens, going handing in this dish. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh well, that'll be fine. We're good. So the dish on the left will get a 75-point bonus from being vegetarian. It'll also get the 50-point bonus. So even though it halved the base 50 score, it'll get minus 25 plus 50 plus 75. So it's basically worth it. It's not really enough. 347. Okay, I'm pretty sure we beat that. Yeah, 357. Okay, I'm glad we beat that. 10 points. Nice. So he finally acknowledged us because we were actually good at cooking and we beat him. So, other secret things happening in the background. Ziggy snuck into someone's research lab and found out plans that they were going into the dark realm to create this whole poison epidemic, to do some things with ingredients and stuff. So find out the story later. So I will have to do a little bit of time loss here. Ooh, no. From doing an extra mission that I wouldn't normally have to do, because I'm 6 money short. I'm pretty sure this was a short one. Yeah. And there we go. So these are some puzzles that I'm not actually used to, but oh gosh, yeah, that one. I remember this. Nice. Okay, I didn't screw up a puzzle. Oh, that would be bad. But yeah, that's a puzzle I'm not too used to doing since it's just a backup strat. And we get master speed expertise. And swap up to the combo. Okay, nice. So the speed expertise, hence fitting the speed run. If I get a dish up to 50 points, within a minute of starting the game, I'll get an extra 75 bonus points, which is kind of hard to do in some cases, but now we've sort of rooted out, it's not too difficult.
Mina. Ziggy.
In this one, we pretty much don't get the theme ingredient entirely. We don't kill Lupia, just since it's not really needed. Nice. Cool. So something they changed in the update is the gourd fruit, the thing that I'm picking up here, used to spawn a lot more, but it spawns a lot less now. I'm messing up slightly. Oops. Don't mess up, Tom. You remember how to play this game. Oh boy, that's not good. That's really not good. I have to do something slightly different. Cool. So I had to do something slightly different there, just to even reach the point, get 75 points in enough time. But it's recoverable, since I did mess up earlier. So now we're just going up here to get a few more points. So what was meant to go on there was these nice gourd strats, which weren't too available before.
Yes.
Lovely. And I can do that too. Sweet. You can have that. It doesn't matter too much since I'm not giving a particular theme to each person, but just to be safe, I'll upgrade that as well. Nice. Okay. So that should pass me. But I need to change out my loadout since I forgot to change out my battle wear, which will give me more satchel spaces.
Delightful.
So I only need around 600 score to beat this guy, Ziggy.
Not too shabby.
Maybe a little bit less than that even. Hey.
You're an inspiration.
So yeah, he got around 499, so I need to beat 500. So I do that. No, all nice.
I did it.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, so I got past that. So there's the next battle that we're going to is the final big cutlery battle, where you'll fight knife, spoon, and fork. Now, it's a little bit different from the other battles, as any ingredients you pick up along the way, you'll actually have to carry them forward to the next battles as well. So I'll actually change my inventory loadout now, after this lovely thing. Yeah, Simon was really nice and was able to grab my family to bring along to the final battle, to make sure we get into the Brigade. There we go, I'll change that now. Yes, there we go. And ready to go. So now we have to actually kill a dragon in under the minute, so that's always not fun, but it's much easier with one of the items that I equipped, which was the mana upgrade, which basically let us do 3 tornado abilities, which basically can stack a lot of damage over time. Cool, so this is the knife fight. We require 1 dish in 5 minutes, which will get plenty of time to do that. But for a person starting out, they'll actually find that quite annoying. Okay. Excuse me. Don't do that. Man, I hate these birds. No, please. Okay, that's bad. Great. Okay, I may need to focus on what I'm doing here now, since usually that doesn't happen. I wasted a bunch of time trying to get it as well, so I should still have enough time to get there as long as I'm fast and don't get hit by anything along the way. So I basically just need to put 3 ingredients in the pot.
Awesome.
Cool, that was 75. And then we're good there. Cool. So that's the dish we're actually going to give away, but we're needing to pick up a few more ingredients to use for future. Please don't. We don't need more of that this run. So those are. That's actually extremely bad. So I will just have to wait a little bit extra time now. That's real unfortunate. So basically what happened there was the king bean, the first thing we pick up, spawned in an incredibly bad place. And I'm gonna need, I need at least 2 of them to continue the next section. And now I have 2, but, or I have 3, but really I want 4. But I'll do this section without it.
Wow.
So doing that strat.
Expertly
Okay.
cracked.
It's annoying, we'll have to do some backup, but it's fine. We got this. So I think that makes this game a little bit more hard than normal is the fact that the point scores that you have to beat do have a multiplier added to them. In normal mode, when you beat a chef, it'll increase the point score multiplier. So the more games you win in a row, the more it'll increase the multiplier, and so it'll make the dishes harder and harder. Although that's also the case if you lose the battle as well.
That's it.
Nice. So spoon is a horrible fight, so we basically just pick up ingredients in the previous runs just so we can skip spoon entirely. Hate spoon.
Exceptional. Scrumptious.
I'm gonna have to work that off. You aced it.
Thanks. Ooh. Did it. Okay. So next the thing we'll have to actually improvise a little bit on.
On
Cool. So using the ingredients that we got before to fill out that.
Awesome.
We picked up a thing called an orchid. What that did was basically when we pick up a vegetable, it'll upgrade 1 gem in that vegetable. Just so, and we basically abuse that just to get higher point scores immediately, since the gem we choose to upgrade is usually a level 2 gem, just so it goes straight to level 3 immediately. Just so that goes a little bit faster. Yes.
That's it.
Nice. And then do the gold thing.
Cool.
Place in there. And then 1 more lantern fruit goes into there. Swap over to this. Now I just need to grab some Hydra and put that in as well. Hydra is the theme ingredient, just so we make sure we actually do it. There is a big Hydra, but the Hydra also spawns these little tendrils, which we can kill and just get a small part of the Hydra, so we don't need to kill the whole thing, because that would be too much time. We'll do this again later in the run. Cool, so handing these dishes off. Basically not worrying about theme color bonuses right now, just because we're just getting so much extra point score from getting what we're getting alone, and we don't need to worry about it. We're doing what we can when we can, but...
Wonderful.
So this is the battle that we need 600, and we should get around that. So yeah, he's getting about 200s with each dish, so it's averages really. Yeah, I've got 600 alone with that one.
Yes, good.
Yeah, I basically did some backup strats just to make sure I definitely did go over. So I went like a good 200 over. Panic and do a harder strat. Ah well. So next we are doing a different section. Chapter 5 is following the story of Thrash. I mentioned there was a different playable character in the game, and this is where we play as him. He's more of a berserker. He moves around a little bit slower, so he's a bit annoying, but he has this berserk state that he can go into, which means he does a lot more damage. Just buying some stuff to make the dishes a little bit faster. Stuff that we've had before, it's the Fire Imperial Pan, which will match the two fires, and then the what's it called? Yeah, the jerky, so we get a starting 2 fours of fire. So yeah, as you can see, like, just a lot more damage out of the base and just killing everything just a lot faster. Here's the Hydra thing. It will go away after you do a certain amount of damage to it. We'll see it again though. So rather than a, yeah, we just killed the Hydra actually. Oh man, nice. Usually it will go away again and 3 more will spawn, but we just did enough damage to it. That's pretty good. So Thrash actually starts out with a few different pieces. He starts out with a special expertise called Spicy, which means if we include 4 fire gems, level 3 fire gems in the dish, it'll get an extra bonus 50 points, which we abuse quite a lot during the run. Like in the first few battles, cooking duels or whatever you want to call them, in the run, you don't actually need to worry about the colour bonus at all. We just need to shove everything in the pot and cook. We just need to grab a theme ingredient. You see how much slower it is just around, which it does get a lot faster if you use his berserk form, but there's just no point there. That's the dish. We're finished. Done. So there's no real point using his berserk form. The berserk form is activated by killing 3 things, getting 3 ingredients, and absorbing them instead of bringing them to the pantry, using your down magic attack. Yes. Nice. Okay. So he gives us the Stoic Pan again. We don't really need the Stoic Pan in this anymore. We used to in one of the old routing, but we sort of routed that out now. Alright, so basically, we're competing in the tournament as normal. Ooh, that's a nice dish. Until we find out that we get a letter that our wife is ill. So we suddenly try to drop everything and go see our wife to try to make sure she's better. But Kieran and Belkior tells us that Thorn, the person that runs all the hunting, might actually have something to help us out with this. And so she says, if we go into the Dark Realm and kill this special thing called a Yoku and grab its hearts, they can, the hearts have special healing properties. So, of course they have special healing properties to help us out. And the Yoku only spawns, or only is born every 2 weeks. So this is our only real shot to do it. So this section is basically we have to kill each and all the monsters in this. So here's a dragon, and there goes a dragon. So it's a lot quicker to kill it this time. We've got to try to make sure we find the steel bird early, because that thing can run around everywhere. That's kind of a bit more random. So that's a bit annoying. I haven't killed the steel bird yet. The Amarok. Amarok's the worst enemy in the game. Like, they're so annoying to kill.
The dark realm is a twisted reflection.
There's the steel bird.
Not a reflection.
Okay, cool.
nonetheless.
It's eating, so I
We
can
can
kill.
investigate once you've made it out
darn
of
it.
their line.
Wrong combos. Please don't. Some of the things in here can be really awkward and decide to dodge out the way and jump off this little pedestal, so you have to go down. Well, okay, that was clipping through the terrain. Okay. That's weird. Okay, oh, okay, that was weird. Haven't seen that happen before. So that was a small little bug where some of the shot projectiles you fire out of you can actually be repelled back at you, but that creature isn't meant to be able to do that, I'm pretty sure. So all the fireballs that I fired out at the Yoku went back against me and I fell over. Good thing it just didn't kill me. So the Yoku hearts are now brewing overnight because they need a night's worth of rest or whatever. Unfortunately, during the night they actually get stolen. As we turn up, they've been stolen, and we try to maybe do a dish to... Maybe it'll be good enough? No, it's not good enough, it's terrible. And, you know, puzzles ensue. Nice. Oh, I'm confused for a second. Man. I got confused for a second there. Okay, I have to reset that. I need to actually pay attention to what I'm doing. Yes. Do that and then that. Okay, cool. Messed up there, that was annoying. There we go. Hopefully I don't mess up in the puzzle later as well. And fight this one. Cool, so apparently these people have stolen the dishes, and we've got to go fight each and individual one of them to steal the hearts back. So we have to beat them in a challenge, and this one's quite simple. It's basically the same as before, except we've got to pick up a notchy fruit instead of... Ooh, I messed that up a little bit. Ooh. Man, that's slightly worrying. There we go. I messed up the placement for that, so it was a bit more awkward. Yeah. So the ingredient that I've got to pick up this time is a notchy fruit, which is over here. There's some debate whether killing those 3 Verskit and going to rage mode is a little bit faster there, but I didn't decide to do it. And that should be enough win score. Since it's 150, then the main guy Paz there likes fire dishes, so that's another 100. That's another 50, and then our spicy expertise bonus, that's another 50.
Stupendous!
So yeah, we just get 250 points there, easy. Beaten by 50.
Yes!
52. Nice. So that's the heart of Earth. The other 2 dishes are slightly a bit more difficult, but we've routed this in this version to make him a little bit easier, since Thrash did get a buff. Before, Thrash was kind of a worse character, and now he got a damage buff and everything in the new deluxe update. Hey, so he just got a letter from Pontita saying, hey, I might be able to help out, so we've got to go over to her. As a little skip in the game where we can clip through her, she would usually have a dialogue, and give us this worry pouch. But instead, we actually clip through the top of her, and we move out of the range after that, so it skips the dialogue, and we still get the item she gives us, which is a good item. It's the worry pouch, which will give us 3 extra satchel slots. This is another section like earlier where I don't actually need to do these puzzles, so feel free to, if you want to talk and say a thing, sure you can. Do you want us to talk and say anything? Sure.
We would like to thank BSG for supporting this marathon. They hold monthly gatherings in the Netherlands for people of the Benelux region. They've supported UKSG from the beginning by spreading the word, providing us with a channel to stream on in past sessions, and even now that we're experiencing growing pains, they've offered to handle donations for us whilst we get our back end fully set up. If you see that your donations are going to the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering instead of us, that is why.
Alright, cool. I mean, I'll just mention the Discord of this game again. It's really great. You can find it on the Twitch, not on the Twitch, on the Steam announcements page. You can find it there. All of the community is really nice. They have a community cookbook page where you can eat food, and we talk about this game a bunch. They've helped me run this game a bunch. It's real quite nice. So unfortunately, just 30 seconds left here. Go on. There's a bin you can put things into. There's actually a bin in all the zones, where if you have a dish you don't want, you can just pick it up, bring it over here and put it in the dish. Not quite sure why it's here, but yeah, sure. Okay, so the next 2 fights that we're going to do are Lotta and Dio. It's not a JoJo reference. Lotta is in the caverns, and you just have to pick up 2 of the theme ingredient and 2 of the other things and put it together, and it's all good. It's not too difficult. Whereas Dio is a little bit more complicated. Simply have to kill a dragon. But it used to be more difficult until he got the damage buff and we can kill the dragon. So the only other thing to mention here is the puzzles that I have to do, and I'll focus on that a second. So I don't screw up. Cool. Nice. And there we go. Don't fall off my headset. Gotta keep half an ear open. Hey. This one's slightly a bit more easier. And done. Okay. Glad I didn't really mess up a puzzle during the run. Although I did have to do an extra puzzle. Alright, so let's go kill this. But remember to equip the worry pouch. There we go. Nice.
Try me.
Glad I remembered. So this is in the caverns again. I've got to kill a lap lizard, which were the little things floating around, just because that's the theme ingredient, and then pick up 2 lantern fruit to get some extra red ingredients early, just to make that happen a little bit faster. Nice. Come on. There we go. Okay, that's quite annoying, the fact that that one doesn't matter too much. That the slime ate the lap lizard fruits that I wanted. It could have happened. It's just kind of random where they actually decide to spawn. But that's all that I need. Cool. So, 1 dish. And remember to do this over here, just now. And then I've got to, yes, okay, cool. one dish. And I'll wait for that to upgrade a second. Okay. And put this in here. Just to flesh it all out. I will just let that upgrade a second. Just to make sure I definitely get over the point score. Cool. Because just in case, because the point score does have a range, so he could get a lower she could get a lower version or a high version of her normal point score. Looks like I'll probably be okay, but just to make sure.
'Tis heavenly.
340. Okay, I pretty much get 200, so
Rejoice.
we're good. We're good. I didn't need to do it, but oh well. Good to be safe, especially in a marathon. I noticed the donation counter went up. Do you want to read that out? If that's the thing that's wanting to be done? Donation counter went up. Do you want to read it?
A fight? All right.
As I look,
Nice. One actually go down. So squickle is the theme ingredient here. And dragon. So we get these beans here. One stomach, two stomach. Oh man, that's not good. That's okay though. We're good. And I forgot to pick up one thing, which is fine. We have time. Cool. Since I need to, there's 3 judges, so I'm just picking up something random to give to the 3rd judge, since we're basically skipping giving her any food since it's not convenient for us. Nice. So in this, we just give her a little bit of nectar.
So,
my taste buds rejoice. 'Tis heavenly.
I've never
And we basically just make it up with it with the rest of this, with the rest of the dishes.
absolutely
Getting a good 600 points, which that guy can get up to 600, so it's pretty scary, but we're fine. So there's one more fight we can do as Thrash, and that's, well, we'll find out in a minute. Because we finally got the ingredients back, and he has to sleep through the night to go save his wife, going in the morning. Ardria. I can't pronounce what names at all. Cool. So now we're going to the touching moment of we finally found the cure, or made the cure to save his wife. At first we'd think it doesn't work, but suddenly she starts to get better, and it's a real touching moment in the game. It's quite lovely. So in the spirit, we still head back to the place to try to keep doing it, and we have a little fight with her, just to, you know, spar off, just because they're having a little competition to see which one of them is actually the better chef. So we'll show her that we're actually the better chef. There we go. The fast forward is a little bit annoying. Sometimes it doesn't register quite right, but sure.
We have a $80 donation from Ramsey Fox. Gotta show off the daily challenge. Good luck to Tricrow and the rest of the runners with the rest of the marathon. And with that, we have met the donation incentive for the daily challenge.
Nice, nice. Alright, so I'll have to do the daily challenge. Cool. Thank you, thank you. Come on, there we go. This is basically all we need for the run. There we go. Basically doing the same thing as before. There's nothing real different about it, except we just have to cook tacoberry instead of the squiffle parts. Oh cool, we actually it's rare that we actually pop that. But yeah. Ooh, that didn't have tacoberry in it. Sorry. Oh, I put tacoberry in the other one. Almost screwed that up. Oh, that was almost bad, but we're good. We're good. So there's only one more battle after this, and it should take about like 5-6 minutes. Nice. And that was enough to put it over the donation incentive, right? So I'm doing the donation incentive, right? Okay, cool. So I'll do that. I'll show that off in a minute.
Thrash's
So that shows you how Thrash's family just did well and they made new friends. And so this is the final chapter. We're back with Mina, and it's basically showing off finding out what's it called. We found out the person that did the evil stuff, and we're gonna go chase him down essentially. Unfortunately, we do have to kill the Yoku, that thing earlier that we fought in the Dark Realm as Thrash, as Mina instead, which is slightly harder. But we can do that. Basically, the main way to try to do this is to chain stun lock him in with the whirlwind attack that we have. And basically just... Oh, okay, he got out of it. That's unfortunate. So it's a little bit harder from now on. We just have to make sure we are attacking him. But in reality, it's just not too hard of a fight. There we go. Okay, that's easy. Nice. So this is the final little battle here, and hopefully I don't mess it up. So this is by far the hardest battle that you'll have to do during the game, where you actually have to get around 900 points compared to the rest, like most was 600 before. So let's go do that. That's good. These Hydra will spawn close together. Cool, and that's all we need from them. Just 2 parts for now, because of course we still have to get the point score above. We still got to get 3 dishes to 50 points before the time runs out essentially. Yes. So put that over there. That one over there. And match these. I'll be done. I'll do the incentive after I finish the run. Sorry, what? I don't need what? Sure, yeah, if that's okay. There is an in-game timer with it, so it doesn't need too much, but it's mainly showing off like max score rather than actually getting a fast time, essentially, since it'll be a hard one, unfortunately. I've got that, cool. And I just need extra lantern fruit, just because they start out, they're 4 level 2 gems straight off, which is really strong, but the thing is about them is they're all cracked, so they basically, with one turn, they'll turn to the lower, they'll basically go weaker, essentially, yeah. That in there. Gotta get quarry caps into this one. The quarry caps don't matter too much. All that I'm really doing it for is to make sure that I get the required amount. Or what's the word? Because vegetarian, you need at least 4 ingredients in the dish to make it a certain amount of score. And time is actually coming up kind of soon, actually. So we're plenty above stage 1, which is nice. Can't dash in the kitchen because that would be bad. So this is the final dish. Putting it in here. So time happens on the victory screen, and I'll obviously say when that victory screen is going to come up. Unless this entirely screws up and he gets somehow 1,000 points. So I should, because I should have totally extremely higher than him right now, because I did a little bit extra just to make sure.
My exceptional.
Cool.
Delightful.
Yeah, I got over 1,000 points, I'm good.
Alright.
3, 2, 1, and time. Yeah, okay, cool. Nice.
Well done.
Hey.
And so,
Yeah, sure. We don't need it too much, but like, it's basically some of the other modes in this game. Is the daily challenge, where each day it will give you a random loadout and you've got to try to get as high score as possible. So I'm going to try to show off getting a high possible score, and I'm pretty much entirely unprepared, and usually you have a lot of resets for it, but I'll try to do my best on my first go, trying to show off what sort of thing you've got to do, and I'll sort of focus for it. So timer will go basically when it starts, and I'll just say go. It'll say battle start anyway on the screen anyway.
Mina, Kieran.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay, cool. So I basically got to do 3 dishes to 50 points in under. Basically, extremely not much time at all. So I've got to get those 3 dishes, a fire red of. There's a lot to explain in this, to be honest. So hopefully that oven will cook in enough ticks to get 50 points. It's sort of hard to explain it and doing this. It's a little bit more. Okay, that's bad. Since this first bit will be a little bit pushed for time and the rest of it is less so much, Okay. Okay, so I won't be able to get extremely max score, but I will try to get as much as I can otherwise than that. Because I missed the timing on the first, unfortunately. So basically the idea is to try to maximize my score. I want 3 dishes that are 400 point scores, and I've got the whole 9 or so minutes to do it. So I have got plenty of time to do that. It's just trying to get everything done. In a daily challenge, it can be anywhere from 2 to 3 things that actually spawn. So that was going. Okay, cool. That's why it's not doing it properly. Okay. I know what's going on. Cool. Now I need a few more notches. Basically, I'm going for the whole timer, and I can't really explain much. It's hard to explain everything. Darn you, Ramsey, I hate you. Hate you a lot. This is gonna go badly, but I can try the best I can. Oh well. Nice, okay. So I need to start gathering Verskit blood as well. So, like the steel birds and how you can feed them ingredients to make special things happen, if you actually feed these Verskit, they'll turn red, and they'll start spawning blood as well as other things. The blood is a 2 dye, which essentially, yeah, which is 2 red dye, so I can use that to correct any color imbalances later, but what I really am trying to strive for at the moment is getting enough points, because that's the hard point right now. And Amarok sucks. I hate Amaroks. Sorry, game. Cool. So I just need 3 more, and that'll be fine. Okay, yeah, I got that. Yeah, this will work out fine. Nice. Turn that going on. I need you, you, and you. Okay. It's basically using extensive knowledge of the game to basically cook things well, essentially. Alright, and I can do that, and I can do that. Sweet. And that's cooking still. Nice. Perfect timing. Nice. Pick up that blood too. Sweet. Okay, this is fine, this is fine. Actually, that's an entirely better idea to do that. Yeah. I'm gonna start cooking things here. don't know what I'm doing at all, really. Darn you, Ramsey. Nice, and I need several more stomachs. They're all red already? No. Yes, okay, and I need that. Yes, sorry. You know, usually when you're doing a perfect run of this, you'd have an exact route planned out beforehand and you'd keep resetting to get a perfect score, but I'm just trying to do as best I can with what I can do, and I need to do that as well. Okay, cool. So this is sort of an example of what else this game has to offer, really. Because each day there'll be a different challenge, and on the Discord you can have a look and complete the daily challenge with other people and have a fun time there. No, there we go.
Awesome.
Upgrade these. And I need... that's not good. Well, that works as well. I can do that. I know what I'm doing at least for that, though, at least. Cool. So I can do that as well. Cool. I'll grab one more set of wind through. I need... what else do I need? More Verskit. Always need more Verskit. Hopefully I can... That's actually the Verskit pit I need. Don't run away from me, please. Oh man. There's wind gusts that can fly things from like the other edge of the map. It's really... Please drop the thing I need. That's the thing I needed. Thank God. I love life. And I need to do that as well. Okay, cool. There we go. And upgrade the wind fruit.
Yes.
So I just need one more there. Cool.
Let's get cooking.
So we're running tight for time now. So I'll do the best I can, but let's see what happens when we get there. Okay, so while that's cooking, I can check out this dish. So that's got 6. Okay, that's got perfect. Oh, that's not what I need though. Okay, so that was pretty terrible for a first run, but it wasn't too bad. But that's pretty much time right there. You can stop the clock there.
Not too shabby.
So this isn't exactly a full high score run, but it's pretty high up there. I can do the best I can on the first try. Usually you would try this over and again, and it's really all about getting the high max score you can get. But showing off the score here and showing off the leaderboards that other people get. The person that donated $80 earlier has the high score,
Mina!
and I got 1,118 on the first run. Which, in comparison, the other person got 1,575, which is the max possible score. And that's pretty much it, so I'm good to change over whenever we're good. Check out the Discord.
Alright, hello everybody. You are watching the UK Speedrunner Gathering. It's a 2-day speedrunning event held 4 times a year, and we are coming to you live from Glasgow, Scotland. I am Argic. I'm your host for now until about 9 PM tonight, so hopefully you guys can enjoy the runs we've got coming up. We are a little ahead of schedule at the moment, but we are just getting set up for the Getaway Black Monday by Zoton 2, so look forward to that. Again, guys, thank you for watching UKSG. Just to let you know, we are raising money to support Young Minds, a charity leading the fight for a future where all young minds are supported and empowered, whatever the challenges. Your donations here help them to make sure young minds get the best possible mental health support and have the resilience to overcome life's difficulties. So thank you very much for all your donations, and please keep them coming in. While we're here, we would also like to thank ESA for supporting this marathon. They are providing us with their channel for streaming, they are sharing their gear with us, technical assistance, and their sponsors. While we're waiting on the last of the setup here, I just want to say thank you to Solid Spiders Nick for the $20 donation. Thanks very much. And while we're here, I just want to give a special shout out to BSG Marathon as well for supporting us. They hold monthly gatherings in the Netherlands for people in the Benelux region. They've supported UKSG from the beginning by spreading the word, providing us with a channel to stream on in past sessions, and even now that we're experiencing growing pains, they've offered to handle donations for us while we get our back end all set up. If you see that your donations are going to the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering instead of us, this is why, but we are sincerely thankful for that. Also, if you donate $5 in a single donation during this event, you are qualified to win one of 2 Battle Chef Brigade stream codes kindly donated by our runner Trico, and you have just witnessed that run. It is a fantastic game. And we are now ready with Zoton 2 for the Getaway Black Monday.
Okay, hello. Can they hear me yet this time?